up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is Late Night Live, episode 12. And hey, we got the whole crew again. We got Eric in the bottom right. How you doing, brother?
Good. Hi, friends.
We got Ace of Jacks Media Grounds, Chris. He's
Hey.
rocking the look tonight. He's in front of a movie theater. Got the guns out.
Yep.
What's going on? I guess what movie did you just go see?
Wicked Little Letters I saw this week.
Okay.
It's a movie that apparently came out last year in Europe and never made it to the States here. But it's about a small British town where a Christian lady starts receiving these letters that are full of filthy words, and the entire town can't take it.
Olivia Colman's in it. She's great.
Yeah, it was actually a really good movie.
Okay. And then we got 8-bit gaming legend, the man.
What up, kids?
Dathan, dude. And big shout out to Dathan because he gave me this beautiful poster back here. You are the man, dude. So thank you.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Holy moly. That is gorgeous.
Nice. I'm going to see that this weekend, I think.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. A lot of negativity around the new Ghostbusters movie, at least on the review angle. And we can talk about movie reviews. I've always had a kind of thing about maybe not to trust them. Maybe you guys, maybe we should. So I'm curious your guys' thoughts. And then we can talk about other stuff I had on here planned. Talk about Dragon's Dogma 2, but I just got it, so I haven't even installed it yet. We did get Princess Peach Showtime, and the wife's playing that right now. It seems like they're having fun with it. And I pretty much played MLB The Show all week. But what did you guys play any games last week? 8-bit gaming legend. Do you want to start?
All I did was I'm still trying to wrap up Spider-Man on PS5. I did buy Prince of Persia on Amazon because I think it was $28 or something. I wanted to get a physical copy just because of, I think it was Ubisoft that came out and said have fun not enjoying your games or get used to it or whatever. So I'd rather have a physical copy of that game. I could be wrong. It may not have been them.
No, it was. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. And then I'm gonna go through the Steam spring sale that started, I think, on Tuesday. I haven't gone through there yet and see what's on discount stuff, but that's it for me for right now.
Chris, did you play any games? Seems like you were playing some. You streamed a new game on Steam the other night. Some horror movie or some horror game, right?
It was a Steam Next Fest demo for Gore Doctor, where you're stuck inside a school, and it was just like a quick 15-minute demo.
Oh, okay.
Play. But it's like, make sure you don't get seen by anybody, and you get a big giant flashlight you can't turn off. So the entire demo, I was like, oh yeah, I'm so hidden. These people can't find me. I did get the Retron AVN, so I could play that Simpsons versus Space Mutants.
Oh, okay, cool.
The difficulty I've come across is I only have one TV in my house that I can actually play the system on. None of the other TVs have AV hookups anymore.
Right.
Yeah, no, I was looking at getting one of those that definitely, there's one that has HDMI, but a lot of them don't. They have the red, yellow,
the composite.
Yeah, and unless you've got an old style tube television, those are out of style or no go.
Yeah, it's but yeah, I started playing that and I was like, man, I forgot this game was as hard as it is, and the fact you're supposed to like spray paint everything that's orange.
Oh, it's super hard. Yeah, I think I only got to the level where you're at the factory at Mr. Burns's. You go in like there's I don't know how many levels there are, but I think I remember only getting to like the 5th level. It is very hard.
Yeah.
Real quickly, Adam, Dark Empire. I played Dragon's Dogma 2 for only an hour, heard mixed reviews and some BS about microtransaction. I got the same deal with Prince of Persia, trying to wrap up Final Fantasy Rebirth, but I'm also trying to platinum it, so it's taking forever. How many hours are you into the Final Fantasy Rebirth? Because I'm at the part where I'm at the beach and I just stopped quit. I haven't gone back to it, and that was last week. But yeah, that game's big. But yeah, we can also talk about Dragon's Dogma 2. It's getting review bombed right now because of all the microtransactions. Oh crap! You're at 80 hours in that game, dude. God bless you.
Sorry,
Eric, what did you play any games last week?
Yeah. Just real quick about the AV composite cables. Yeah. I'm solving that problem here by using a switch. So 4 Nintendos go AV in here, and then the output gets converted to HDMI. And then that gets spit out to my projector. So that's how I solve that problem. I can post that gear somewhere if you want to take a look at what I have. What am I playing? I'm still playing Darkest Dungeon, man. I went for it. I'm in the last, I'm in the Darkest Dungeon, and there's 4 levels of the Darkest Dungeon. And I told you guys I was going to go for it last week, and I got party wiped on the 3rd level. Just everybody killed.
That's the Lovecraftian style.
Yeah, it's the first time I've gotten party wiped. So I mean, when you play a Lovecraftian horror game like that, you expect it to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm playing on the easiest difficulty, so I only just now had it happen. But it was so crushing, I didn't pick it back up again.
Oh man! So now you got to finish it. You got to.
Yeah, I will. I just need to, rebuild my stamina here.
Yeah,
get some moral fortitude and go back.
Yeah,
well, that's good. You're gonna feel really good when you beat it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 120 hours into this game, so yeah.
Wow,
that sanity meter really does a whole mess.
Yeah. There's all my guys are diseased and mentally insane. So.
Oh, and there's also Dark Empire. I also heard there's some BS with saving the game. Oh, brother. Maybe you need to wait a week for it to get all the glitches out. That's modern gaming for you, right?
Yeah.
Well, if it's like the first one, I think there were like checkpoints. Early on, you couldn't just auto save your game or manually save it whenever you wanted. You had to wait till you got in further before it gave you the option to be able to do that.
You only get one save file or something.
Well, it's like honor mode from Baldur's Gate, sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah. You should have more than one save file. That's lame. I'll have to give you guys my thoughts next week. And I actually bought 2 copies. Chris knows this. Like, I bought 2 copies on Amazon somehow. Like, I thought I didn't realize like I bought it. I pre-ordered it back in November or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was on like your last year's order history, and I didn't look at that, so I ordered another copy. So I got 2 copies. So I'm gonna send one back tomorrow. But so, like, I was just looking at my bank account, like, whoa, $150 got taken out. Like, oh man. So, but we'll get to it. I assume you guys want to talk about Ghostbusters. So I know Adam, you were interested too, buddy. So the movie is good. I took my son, he's 5, and he thought it was probably the best movie he's ever seen.
The bar's low,
And-
but that's still good.
Right. And I've only taken him to a couple movies. Like we saw Super Mario Brothers, we saw the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie
Yeah,
last
okay.
year.
I heard that was good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And then seems like we saw Paw Patrol, the new Paw Patrol movie, The Mighty Pups.
Oh, yeah.
So
Beat all those, huh?
yeah, he was stoked. So we got him, and I posted the picture on Instagram and Twitter. We got the whole Ghostbusters combo where you get the popcorn bucket, you get a cup with the little Slimer. You can choose your topper,
Cool.
and then we got a ghost trap for him, and he was totally walking around the movie theater with his ghost trap and acting really confident and like, I'm gonna catch some ghosts here. And then we're walking out of the movie, he's just like, yeah, I got my ghost trap. It's like,
great.
it's like awesome. And then we go in the bathroom, he sets the ghost trap down. It's like, I'm gonna get some ghosts.
Did you guys watch Afterlife beforehand, or he just saw this one?
Yes, we own it, and but he really loves the first Ghostbusters movie.
That's a great movie.
And we must have watched it just last week. He loves getting up to the part where Slimer shows up and gets Bill Murray, and yeah, I think if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you probably all you agree with me. Probably the first one is the best.
Of course.
Maybe you give that's like a 10 out of 10. A lot of it comes down, if you like this new one, did you like Afterlife? And I remember seeing it, and I had I really enjoyed the ending. I thought it was a great tribute to Harold Ramis, and I almost felt like a little emotional at the end.
Oh yeah.
Not many movies give me an emotional reaction like that, so I love coming out of a movie or a film making me feel something. But this is definitely different from that. So they're back in New York City. It's more akin to the original Ghostbusters movie. But how do I want to say this? I'd probably give it a solid B. I think if you're a Ghostbusters fan, you definitely need to see it. There's some things I would have changed maybe about it. And, for me, I'm not a big Paul Rudd fan. And I think Carrie Coon, the mom, I'm not sure what she does. In this movie, the girl, Kenna Grace, she has a really weird turning point in the movie. I'm not going to try not to do any spoilers here, but she goes like really dark goth, or I don't know even how to explain it, but you see this scene, you'll know what I'm talking about, and that's to deal with ghosts. And it's really wild, but it sets the whole plot in motion, and it goes about halfway through this scene happens. And I will admit, like, that's the first time I've ever seen them do this in a Ghostbusters movie. They went there. They went all out for it. So, but there's a lot of characters in this movie. I wish Bill Murray was in more of it. Dan Aykroyd had quite a bit of dialogue, which was great to see. I almost feel like in that poster, Dan Aykroyd should have replaced Bill Murray. Like, he had much more lines than Bill Murray. Like, Bill Murray, I felt like he just showed up for a couple days while Bill Murray was like, or Dan Aykroyd was there like the whole time. But the movie's a solid B. It makes you feel really good. Like, the Ghostbusters are back. And, I've been waiting for a new Ghostbusters movie a real Ghostbusters movie since 1989. Like, the Answer the Call movie I thought was terrible. And Afterlife, I think, was solid, but it almost wasn't a real Ghostbusters movie because they weren't in New York. They were in Kansas or whatever that was, Missouri. They're back in the firehouse. They just them recreating the firehouse is amazing. They did an immaculate job with it. So I recommend everyone go see it. There's definitely some negative reviews. If you go to Rotten Tomatoes right now, it's getting like a 48 or a 46%. But the audience score is, I believe it was in the 90s last I looked. So
yeah.
It's really fascinating, and I've been watching some different takes on it. There's been some reviewers that really liked Ghostbusters Answer the Call in 2016, but have hated these new ones. And so I'm mind boggled by that. And then, Chris, we've talked about this for years. Like, I remember reading the paper movie reviews, and I go to a movie and like, man, I did not get any of that from that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I almost feel like it's different for video games, and we can talk about that too. But, yeah, it's really weird. So I hope the movie does well. I'm really curious to see what the box office returns are. Maybe they'll post something tomorrow. But they were definitely selling a lot of merchandise at the movie theater. The movie theater wasn't packed. It was maybe about 3/4 full. But they're selling a lot of stuff. Like, I dropped another $50 there. And that's not including all the tickets that I bought last week. So, they made something. They're also selling t-shirts there. You could buy a Ghostbusters t-shirt for $25.
Huh. So
maybe that's how they make up their money. But I hope the movie does well. Maybe you guys need to see it, but I think if I had if I was a writer, I would try to make it. It's scary. I would think I would try to make it even more scarier.
Mm-hmm.
I would go down that route. I would get rid of the parents. I don't think you need them. I think if you do another movie, just have the kids run the Ghostbusters firehouse. I think that'd be great. I would love that. And maybe get more Bill Murray. So,
yeah, I think the thing about Rotten Tomatoes, right, is that they aggregate reviews and they give you the aggregate, and that doesn't tell you anything about the distribution, right? And for me, that's the more interesting metric to look at, because if a movie, for example, has a bunch of people that love it and a bunch of people that hate it, then you're going to get a real mixed review on Rotten Tomatoes. And it removes the important piece of information that distribution will show you, is that the movie's polarizing. And that's not good or bad, right? I think more movies should be polarizing. I'd rather go see a movie that says something that I could potentially disagree with, right, than just see a movie that's meant to be, enjoyed by everyone universally. Because I mean, what kind of an artistic statement could a movie like that possibly be making if everybody loves it, or everybody likes it? Okay.
Dune 2. This is not Dune 2. And Dune 2 is a freaking amazing movie. So please go see that. I was also going to say,
not according to Denis Villeneuve. He's already said he hates his Dune 2.
He doesn't watch his own movies. That's what he said. Like, he's a filmmaker. He doesn't watch his own. After he puts out a movie, he does not watch his own movies anymore. So yeah, if you've been working on it for a couple of years, I don't blame you. The other thing I was going to say really quick, Slimer is in this and he's got a couple scenes. I think they need to do more with Slimer. Like, have the whole movie be about Slimer I remember there's a real Ghostbusters episode where like Slimer gets lost or something and the Ghostbusters got to go find him. That's your movie right there. Make him the central part of the movie. Get rid of the parents and have them go after Slimer, and there's your movie, guys. Sony, if you're listening, yeah, Slimer is the key. So if anyone in the chat has seen the movie, and you want to put your thoughts, just don't try not to put any spoilers, and I will show them here. But yeah, Chris, did you have any thoughts, or Dathan?
I just want to see more Vigo.
Yeah.
When it comes to a movie like this, I'm a big fan of nostalgia, just like most people. With stuff like this, I don't want it forced, and I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if there's forced nostalgia in there, which to me can kind of make or break a movie sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And when it comes to like reviews, movie reviews, Rotten Tomatoes, IMDb, whatever people want to look at, there's only one review that matters, and that's mine. Honestly, I could care less what people say, what critics say. That's the same with games too. It's my opinion, and I could care less what other people have to say about it.
Oh, the other thing I was going to say too, before I saw the movie, IGN, they put out that they gave this movie like a 4 or a 5, and I'm like, man, that just kind of pisses me off, and I unsubscribed to them. They also they put out something about Resident Evil 5, how no one should remake that. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Mm-mm.
You remember Resident Evil 5, Chris? So like you go to Africa.
Oh yeah.
Their whole thing is,
how do you remake Perfection?
I like the game. I thought it was good.
But their whole thing is like you can't remake that game in 2024 because of black people. And you can really go, yeah, no, it's like seriously, it's this is a real thing that they put out, and that pissed me off too. It's like, no, just remake the game. I don't think there's anything that too interesting. Your sidekick in Resident Evil 5 is black, so I don't know. IGN, they've kind of pissed me off for a long time. They always, when they put out their one of the guys put out a review of Alien Isolation, they gave it a 5.9 out of 10. I just wanted to slap that guy. So I finally had the breaking point with IGN, so I have completely unsubscribed from them. So,
if you watch most of their video game reviews, though, it seems like they can't get past the loading screen, so they're kind of confused over at IGN on how a start button works. And then they're like, well, I got to give this a 4 out of 10 because I couldn't find the start button.
Well, the joke with IGN too is they give everything a 7. Everything a 7. So they gave Ghostbusters a 5. I'm like, fuck. I don't know. Oh, sorry. Try not to cuss here. But
think of the children, Ryan. The children.
Yeah. So, all right. That's my little rant on IGN. And if you guys share something from IGN, it won't be from me. Oh, anyway.
I mean, reviews should be kind of, if you have somebody friend-wise, somebody you know who recommends a movie, it's like, okay, I'll give it a shot and check it out. But most reviews nowadays, there's nobody out there anymore who does like an in-depth review from the point of this is entertaining. I enjoyed it for these reasons. I think that's part of the reasons why Roger and Ebert back in the day were so good.
Yeah,
was because it wasn't, oh, we're high-class cinephiles, so we know everything about movies and what there is to know. They approached it from the point of view of, I enjoyed this acting from this individual. The storyline was great for this purpose. The sound helped promote the horror aspects of the film or the thriller or whatever the case may be. The comedy hit on these beats and everything, and this is why it felt this way. But it was never brought down like it seems nowadays as kind of a, oh, you're beneath me. My review is high class. This is the charcuterie board of movie reviews. And if you don't take what I have to say, then you're just low class scum.
Well, Roper and Ebert, I mean, those guys knew their stuff too, but that didn't prevent them from enjoying films, even if they weren't high class films, right?
Yeah.
You know, Ghostbusters, speaking of Ghostbusters, the original film is the best Ghostbusters movie. We can all agree on that. But also, like when I think about just the funniest movies that I've seen, I think Ghostbusters is up there too. It's one of the funniest movies, to me at least. And you know, Roper and Ebert could watch that movie and enjoy it, even with all their cinephilic knowledge behind them. It doesn't mean that they can't enjoy a simple, funny movie like Ghostbusters. I think now, though, what you're saying about how people are now reviewing is a lot of it feels politically informed. Like they need to insert their political ideologies into the reviews, and it's like, okay, that doesn't seem like the right platform to talk about politics, right? Let's just talk about the movie. Did you like it or not? So I feel like I almost need a resume of what's this person's politics, so I can keep an eye out for what they're trying to make me believe when in their review, rather than just saying this movie is good because of this, right? Yeah.
There's a guy I used to watch his reviews, and I can't remember his name, but he did a review of the Indiana Jones movie last year, and he's like, "Yeah, this movie is a great Indiana Jones movie." And I could have not disagreed with that guy more. That was a terrible movie. I'm sorry. I did not like it.
Mm-hmm.
No, thank you. And so, I don't know. I guess you got to find who you trust. And like, sometimes you're going to have disagreements like that. And it makes for good conversation.
Yeah, for sure.
My other point I want to make too, if you guys have time, which we don't, but all those old Roger and Ebert, the movie reviews they did on TV, they're all on YouTube now.
Yeah,
someone's put them all on YouTube. So if you ever like bored on a day, just like put on one of those playlists. It's amazing.
So what I'm kind of touching on what Eric said about the movies, like a political thing. I don't know if you guys have watched X-Men '97 that premiered on Wednesday.
Not yet.
Absolutely fantastic.
They are nice.
Right.
They are flawless. I don't want to say flawless, but they're really good. But without spoilers, episode 2, there is a scene where people are saying that it's very, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about when you see it. Uh-huh. It's very political charged towards the middle of episode 2, which when it plays, you kind of like, oh, wait a minute, that looks kind of familiar. That looks like something that happened recently. But if you haven't, go watch it. It's fantastic.
Like getting upset about the X-Men being political is like getting upset that water is wet, right?
Yes.
Come on, the archetypes of Magneto and Professor X are, I think, explicitly based on Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr., right? Mm-hmm. Let alone mutants being outcast for being a metaphor for like homosexuality, for example. I think that was built into the comics originally too. So like you can't get upset at the X-Men for being political. That's kind of the reason.
But people will find something. To get mad about. And after I had watched the episode, I kind of, while it was playing, I kind of in my head I was like, that looks kind of familiar. And then I saw some stuff on Twitter and Instagram that people were like, oh, the X-Men are this and that, and I'm never gonna watch it again. That big of a deal. I mean,
yeah, no, it's like they've had these plots for years, these stories, and maybe they couldn't talk about homosexuality back in the 80s or earlier than that. And 60s, this was their outlet. They talked about being a mutant or whatever. And I think other shows like Star Trek is what I think about, that back in the 60s, they couldn't talk about certain topics, but they put it in science fiction and it made it work. And, maybe that starts to open your eyes, or maybe not. I don't. It's not for me to say. So
yeah, and it's like even if you disagree, like it feels like when we were kids, even if you disagreed with the message, if you were even conscious of the message, even if you disagreed with it, you could still enjoy whatever show or comic
Right.
you were watching.
Yeah.
But now it feels like you have to be outraged, right? Like whatever party or whatever like in group you happen to be a member of, if you're not outraged on behalf of that group for enjoying some media that disagrees with the group's ideology, you know, you get outcast from the group. It's like, it's just media, man. I don't have to agree with everybody who makes everything that I watch. It's insane.
And I also think about too, like there's a whole debate right now about, at least guys our age, I feel like, digital media versus physical media, and physical media is dying. And oh god, if you play you went all digital, what is wrong with you? How can you do that? What, you're such a bad person.
I mean,
it's like,
I
no,
agree,
just do whatever you want. Physical is already dead, so please go ahead and support it. God bless you, but it's like, just do whatever makes you happy.
Sure.
Do what it's your life. It's not good. You playing digital games isn't going to affect me. I don't think it will.
Well, I was going to say, to your point, Eric, with old movies, X-Men series and everything, I think with the constraints that they used to have, because they had to be subtle about talking about these, it was never beating you over the head with the message.
Right.
So as a kid, we're sitting there watching X-Men. We don't understand all the underlying themes that are going on. We're sitting there, we're watching, oh, dude, Wolverine has adamantium claws. He's currently stabbing someone as he's getting shot in the head, and he's still coming back. This guy's cool. Cyclops has laser vision. You're like, oh, these guys are so cool as a kid, and you're like, and then the adults are in the background, like, oh, I'm kind of seeing the subtext that's going on here, and it's kind of smart, it's clever. But nowadays, they've kind of removed a lot of those constraints, and instead of it being subtext or underlying, it's, we've got to beat you over the head.
It's in your face. Yeah.
We're trying to. And so when you do get the movies out there, because this goes with getting Lit's comment about most movies are nowhere near as good, is you get movies like American Fiction. It's a really well-written satire film, but it's because there's so much subtext to what's going on, and it's all, unless you're paying attention, you're just sitting there going, oh, well, this is kind of a funny movie, but beyond that, you're not really getting beat in the head with, oh, this is the message we're trying to show. And then, a lot of movies too, I've noticed this with Netflix, is every character has to be perfect out of the bat.
Right.
You can't have any
female leads, especially.
You can't have any
character development
with flaws. The new Avatar live action, they had to take one of the characters who was in the original cartoon. His character was sexist, but as the show went on, he realized he was in the wrong for his viewpoints, because he came across a tribe of female warriors, and he believed that women couldn't fight, and then it kind of became this whole thing where his character changed because there was development. And they were like, oh, we have to remove that from his character. We can't have him change.
And then the character's less compelling, right? The art, the flaws give you an arc when the character can overcome or change or work through those flaws. But somebody 9 times out of 10 watching a character that doesn't do that, it's not very interesting, right?
No.
Right. Awkward pause.
Well, it's a good comment. X-Men 97. It's fantastic.
Okay, yeah, sounds good.
I'm going to see it this weekend. I got it.
I saw the first episode, and there were 2 things in it that I really was kind of like, why did they make those changes? And one of them was with Cyclops. It wasn't laser vision. It's like, I don't know what they did with it, but it kind of allowed him to stun people in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Are the Sentinels back?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, they were. And then the character design for Magneto at the end there, I was kind of like, what did they do to my boy?
Yeah, that takes
That's
a
from the
second to
comics,
get-
isn't it? Yeah. I
They
think.
It takes
give
a
him a
second to
mullet.
get used to Magneto, just a little bit.
All right.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the cartoon, Professor X dies, so that's the jumping off point as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Yeah. It's supposed to start right after.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say too, like, I'm very grateful that there's no labor stoppage, and we're finally starting to get some media come out.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Seeing Ghostbusters, and then there seems like there's
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is going to be coming back. Some good memories watching that.
Godzilla Monsters next Friday.
Oh, is that next Friday?
Yep, Godzilla X Kong.
Cool.
So really fun times.
The Alien Romulus trailer.
I didn't see it yet, but I saw it's out.
Yes.
Does it look good?
Which it doesn't look bad, but it's supposed to take place between Alien and Aliens.
Huh.
And watching the trailer, I was like, is that the girl in there? I'm like, is that supposed to be Ripley's daughter from Alien Isolation?
If the director, I think, is pulling stuff from Alien Isolation, because they go to a space station in this one. It looks like in the teaser to me. And it looks like there's an android in it. So, it looks good. It looks
a whole lot of face huggers too.
It's produced by Ridley Scott.
Okay.
So that gives me hope. And that's June? No, it's August. I think it's August. But yes. So licking my chops for that. I'm a big Alien fan.
You know what? I'm a big fan of the original The Crow movie.
Oh, right.
Right.
I saw this new trailer, and I was shocked at what the hell I was seeing on screen.
Mm-hmm.
Because that is not The Crow.
No.
That is nope. That is, I don't know what that is. Period.
Have you ever watched any of the other Crow movies that they put out over the years?
The City of Angels one or whatever it's called, and no, I don't think I made it past the first couple minutes. So was not
was it Bill Skarsgård that threw you off of the new trailer, or what?
Wait, say that. Ask what's that again?
Bill Skarsgård, isn't he supposed to be the Crow in the
yeah, he's Eric Draven in The Crow.
Okay.
And the look that it's not him. That's not what I'm at all. It doesn't.
I saw a still shot and I wasn't convinced either.
A lot of people are comparing it to Jared Leto's The Joker.
Yeah.
From Suicide Squad, I think that was.
I see that. Yeah. Suicide Squad.
But just kind of made him goth them out pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's I don't know what they're doing. Don't at least just give him long hair, something, but not that.
So just go and review bomb it, dude.
I mean, the only review that matters is like I said. So
I'm still gonna give it a fair shake and go watch it when it comes out. But yeah, I was like, oh hey, this looks similar to that trailer for Boy Kills World that he just put out too. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Mm-hmm. I haven't seen that.
It's Bill Skarsgård. He's supposed to be a mute kid, but it's supposed to be a world where they I don't know if it's career criminals or people on death, that they have them fight serial mascots to the death. And he's got his inner voice that he had heard the last time he'd heard sounds was from this video game. So his inner voice is talking, and it's the narrator from this video game he'd heard. But it's just him trying to go kill this family that had killed his parents and sister. And so I'm like, oh hey, they just took the same trailer from Boy Kills World and gothed it up for The Crow.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it's not a horror version of Boy Meets World? Because that's where my mind was going. Like, whoa, Topanga's out to kill you.
Speaking of horror movies, I saw a trailer for a movie. I don't know what it was called, but it was from a third person view of the killer, like an over the shoulder type thing. So it was from his view, not the victim's view.
Right.
I forgot what it was called, but it looked pretty interesting. I hadn't seen anything like that before. I'll have to look that up again.
Hey, Eric, your microphone's doing something.
Let me check it out.
I don't think it's working now. All right, we're good. We're good. Someone was buzzing. We're good. Don't worry about it. I think at least we fixed it. Yeah, and then we'll have to check that out. There we go. Is that the way I had it? All right. Dragon's Dogma 2. Did you see there's the review bombing that right now for the microtransactions?
Yeah, I see it's mixed
Sure
on
did.
Steam. Mm-hmm.
So,
In Violent Nature was the name of that movie.
Yes,
You're talking about.
that's what it was called.
there you go. David comes through again. Thank you, Elite Korean. But yeah, did you guys play Street Fighter 6? There is quite a few microtransactions in that one as well, and I didn't buy any of them. I know there was one where you could dress up your character to be like a Ninja Turtle, and I believe there were some other ones. There was like a Mega Man one. You could have bought for, I don't know how much it was, but Capcom obviously is doing Dragon's Dogma 2, and there's a history of them doing these microtransactions, so I'm not surprised at all, but it really sets a bad precedent that looks like some of these are for fast travel.
Mm-hmm.
And what else were they saying? It was for cosmetics, obviously. It's not a multiplayer.
I saw a huge list that had like 40 things on it or something.
But my understanding is you can get all those things in game without paying. Too.
Yeah,
Sure.
I talked to a coworker today, and we were talking about the fast travel thing, and he said that that's something you can get in the game. But I guess if you want to get it early, you could just.
It's called a wake stone, and it's the article I see. It says that they're extremely scarce in the game, but players can buy up to 5 of them for 99 cents each.
But I heard that the CEO said something like, travel's not a problem in games if you make it fun, right? Which is a good take, I think. But then to make the fast travel item scarce and difficult to get unless you pay $3 for it seems kind of like a dick move.
The game's already $70.
Yeah, the game's already $70.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm like the sales returns for Ghostbusters. I'm really curious to see how Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out. I think from what I've seen, people are still playing it and loving it.
It's interesting with the amount of games that came out today. Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of Ronin, Princess Peach Showtime. There was also the other day the new Alone in the Dark game came out.
Yeah, we've been talking about that
one. And then there was a Will Smith zombie survival game that came out the other day.
I saw that. I saw a screenshot, and everybody was like, "What is this?" I didn't know. I didn't even hear about it.
Does he slap people?
There was no marketing at all for it. Nobody had heard of it. The only time I hear about it is this game's bombed.
That's all I heard too.
And it's like, wait, when did this come out? What is this? Because if it's a cheap enough game, maybe I'll pick it up. And if you get the ability to go around slapping people as Will Smith, hey, I'm down.
You keep my wife's name out of your effing mouth. Oh God!
Especially if it's a third person over the shoulder and you just get to walk up and slap them.
No, what was the name of that Will Smith movie where he fought zombies in, was it New York or you guys know what I'm talking about?
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend.
I Am Legend or I'm a Legend or whatever.
Yeah, I Am
Which
Legend.
is a remake of a Mega Man, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Charlton Heston. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm curious. He's not really working too much, so now
he went on his apology tour there for a while, and that didn't really seem to pay off for him. So
yeah, everyone has a redemption arc.
Character flaws they make compelling.
It does.
Talked about it.
And then you find out that his wife's off with 5 other guys and that whole thing, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe there is no character arc for Will Smith. He's already gone through his, and
everyone's human, and you're gonna make choices, and
we all make choices.
Yeah,
I've made some bad ones.
We all have.
Not me. I'm perfect.
Well, the rest of us have made some bad decisions.
Okay, Alikrian, pops out. A Mega Man is an adaptation of I Am Legend graphic novel. You are a wealth of knowledge, sir.
Which is a really good graphic novel if you've never read it.
I still need to read the Last Ronin. I've still got it on my nightstand.
Oh, it's fantastic. It's really good.
I don't have any
Well,
time.
and they're making a game off of that too.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were. They just cut a whole bunch of their staff, remember?
Yeah.
We don't know if the development's got slashed for it yet. They haven't announced anything.
I think that was just like that, 10-second teaser or whatever it was that came out a few months ago or whatever.
Yep. So, we'll see.
Oh, so if you guys hadn't heard, Next Level Pinball in Hillsboro, they expanded.
No,
right. They opened a new room.
They opened a new room. It's called Boss Level, and they added, I think, if I could be wrong, 150 more machines in there.
What?
Yeah, and I saw some of
Oh my god!
I saw some of the pinball machine that they had in there, and there were some. I don't think they were Stearns. They were a different company. They made a Halloween pinball and a couple other ones. But there was just a few screenshots. It's on their Instagram.
Is this in the same building? Because they must have done another pod or something.
I don't know where they would have expanded from.
That's where I think maybe they brought another. It's almost like the building is like a big.
It's almost like a big a storage locker kind of. But it's kind of low to the ground a little bit. But it's connected. Everything is connected because it's almost like they just opened up another wing, and then it just goes in. There's all these other. I think they have over 600 machines now, which is pretty impressive.
We all need to go out there and meet and have a good time.
Yeah,
I'm calling that right now. And we need to check it out firsthand before some other YouTuber gets a scoop on it.
Yeah,
which will probably happen. They'll probably put out a video about it tomorrow. But
I think that today they officially opened to everybody. That's when they opened it. Yeah.
So everyone check out Next Level Pinball. They are amazing. They've got an amazing setup. Hillsboro, Oregon, $22, I think, right, Dathan?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
for the
22.
whole day.
Yep.
And they've got food there, I believe.
Mm-hmm. They got food carts. All of their Stearns, their newer Stearns, they're on the app, so you can upload your scores and keep track of everything and do all that stuff.
Yeah. Sweet.
Prize machines, sit-down machines. I mean, you name it, they got it.
Did they have the Jaws machine while you were there?
They did. I don't know if I told you about the Jaws machine. It was just the regular. I don't know the difference between the professional or limited and the regular, but to me, it seemed kind of generic, kind of bland. there wasn't a whole lot going on the playfield. It was more so just towards the top in the screen and all that, getting the harpoon or whatever.
Okay.
But it was okay, I guess. I wasn't all that impressed.
So you wouldn't put $6,000 down to?
No, there was a machine in there. It was the Infinity Saga machine, and that had stuff going all over the place. It was hard to keep track of everything. That was a fun one.
Cool.
And there was a new Black Knight version that they had. That was good too.
Awesome. Yeah, I need to play that Jaws. From what I understand, the side art is different on the Pro versus the Premium on that. And then I think there's an animatronic Jaws in the middle of the Premium, I believe. And maybe that's not in, don't quote me on that, but there's probably some extra bells and whistles.
Yeah.
But they are the Stern dealer for the state of Oregon. If anyone wants to get one here, which is cool too. So, and I think they also do tournaments there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
good place. Good place.
Yep, it's a good place.
So, but what else can we talk about? We got another 10 minutes. We got 26 people watching right now. Ooh. If you're on Twitter, please go on. I've got 22 people watching on Twitter right now. So, or X. Give me a comment on there so I know you're out there. I know. Oh, yeah. Put your name out there. And I got one person on Twitch. I appreciate you, bro. Whoever you are.
Oh, so Sony halted VR2 production. Did you see that?
Yeah, we can talk about that. Absolutely. So no one's buying. That's the symptom of them not putting out any games right there.
Nope. Then the games not being backwards compatible with the original PSVR either.
And they haven't put out PC support, but I believe they might be working on it. It seems like that's the next step.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything like that. All I heard is that they just stopped production on everything. I have one, and I think I've played it for maybe 3 or 4 hours. Played the Horizon, which is pretty fun, and then some Gran Turismo. But other than that, I haven't really gone back to it and done anything because there's nothing out really.
Oh, what was that game that I got? That's really good. It's a arcade shooter, which was really fun. I'm gonna have to look up the title. I can't remember, but I don't have too many games for it either. I've got the Star Wars game I haven't even opened yet.
Is that the one where you're the Galaxy's whatever?
Galaxy's Edge, yeah. So I picked up a copy of that, and I have the Resident Evil. I have Resident Evil 4, and I know there's a VR version of that. Mm-hmm. But right now, there's so much stuff out. I have no time to put it out to play any of that. But let's turn it off.
Now that Eric's gone, we can talk about him.
One of the VRs that I wanted to try was on the PS4 was the Star Trek the Bridge.
Chris had it.
Is it good?
If you can get other people to play with you, because I was able to get one other person to play with me, and it was actually pretty fun. But the AI NPCs, whatever you want to call them, that will join with you if you don't have a group, tend to be rather stupid. Mm-hmm. And so you have to be like, okay, well, now I'm going to be the engineer, so I need you to come over here. And trying to go through and play like any of the missions that way, it just gets to be cumbersome and kind of boring. But if you can get a group of people together to play, it's actually pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I was just looking at Apple's Vision Pro reviews, and those are very bimodal. People love it and people hate it also. I guess I don't see a killer VR system yet, like that everybody universally likes. It seems to be the consensus, right? There isn't one.
It's too new of technology, I think, still for a lot of people, and the price is still out there. And to even do the PSVR2, you need to have a PlayStation 5, which is another $500. So I think the Meta 3 is probably the way to go if you want to be somewhat affordable. But that's like an all-in-one machine.
Right. The only time I've really used VR, and that's what I was getting up here to grab, was the Secrets of the Empire. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it was this company called The Void that would do VR experiences, and you'd go to a mall and you'd pay the money. Yeah, and then you'd suit up in these. Is me and my brother in these haptic feedback suits, and then you'd pick up these weapons and stuff. And so we went in. We went in not really knowing exactly what to expect, but you suit up and you put the VR thing on, and you don't have a weapon. But I looked at my brother, and he was a stormtrooper, and it was doing accurate finger tracking and everything. It was really cool. And then we got on this shuttle, and like there was a K2SO style, I think it may have actually been K2SO droid there, that if you walked up to him and touched him, you could feel him, because they had like a physical representation of him in the room also. The shuttle took off and it landed on Mustafar, and the door opened and you were hit with like a wave of heat because they had heat lamps set up with the door actually open. And so it was this combination of not just VR, but it was also a physical space, and it had smells and platforms and heat and water and all these other experiences too, to really make it immersive, right?
So you had that was like VR meets 4D pretty much, is what you're kind of experiencing.
Yeah. And Eric, that was really fun.
Hold that thought. We got a super chat.
Oh yeah.
Glarzilla, dude, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Have a good rest of the stream, everyone. Dude, you're the man. I appreciate that. That's only our second super chat. We're raking in the dollars. Thank you.
You're sponsored.
Appreciate it.
You're sponsored.
We're gonna split it 4 ways.
We need a Glarzilla patch for next time.
No, where was that experience in Vegas? What would you say?
So
yeah, there's one in Vegas.
Vegas had a couple of them. There's one. It's
dang.
Was it Paris? No, I forgot. Maybe it was Paris. I know the MGM has one. On the little arcade, because I've done that one. That's where they put you in a room, and it's this big open room. You have a backpack on and you fight zombies, and it tells you, you're too close to a wall, but you basically just run around everywhere shooting zombies and trying to duck and all that stuff. And then all of a sudden you have to climb up this ladder, and then you're on a helicopter looking down like 1,000 stories and stuff like that. They do a pretty good job. It's nothing like what you did with the Void, but it's still pretty immersive. It's expensive, but it's pretty immersive for what it is.
Yeah, the one I did was in LA, and I think there were 2 Void locations in LA. One of them is also outside of Disneyland, and that like shopping strip that you can go to without being actually in the park. I think the Void is over there too. And I think they had an Alien version of room that you could go do also.
That sounds awesome.
It honestly probably too scary for me. But at the end of the Secrets of the Empire, dude, it got really intense. Like, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I got scared even in this one, and it wasn't an alien. But
my buddy Chris came over one time, and we had the PlayStation 4. We had Resident Evil 7, I think it was, and you start out that's where you started in the swamp. I think, I could be wrong, but we only made it maybe 10 minutes, and because it was too scary, we couldn't make it any more than that, because it was. You were really immersed inside there. And it's like, nope, we're done.
Yeah,
I'm not. It's dark in here. Nope, we're tapping out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was gonna say that iWings here in Salem, they have I think it's Jurassic Park game that has VR headsets. So you sit down,
Are
you
you
have
serious?
to put you have to put on the VR headsets in order to play the game.
Can
Dave and Buster's has that too.
Can kids do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to take my son there because he also likes Jurassic Park a lot. So
But
cool.
yeah, I the only thing was I was like, there's no wipes around, and I don't know if someone else is like stuck this headset on and sweat all up inside it. That'd be my only concern with like those. If you see a machine game around with VR headset and there's no wipes or anything, I'd be like, I don't know who all has been like.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I
this in
see
their
like a
head.
person like you wearing it, I'd be like,
Yeah, you don't know sweated inside that thing.
Oh, brother. But is it like the same Raw Thrills arcade Jurassic Park, but it just has a VR headset? Do you know?
It might be. I mean,
Because that's the one I see everywhere. Is that Raw Thrills Jurassic Park?
I don't think it's that one because I think it's the same one because they have one here in town at the Dave and Buster's at the Clackamas Town Center, and I think it's 4 seats that are next to each other, and there's screens that are in front, and then you have to they're elevated, so you sit up higher, and then everything moves around. You put on the headset and stuff like that. I think that's the same thing that we're talking about.
Yeah, but this one's only 2 seats, so
okay.
Let's get it. Let's get it in your home, Chris. Make it happen.
Yeah. Oh, one of these days, once I get the office built and everything, I'll have place to put stuff.
There you go. All right, it's been an hour. Well, that went by quick.
Yep,
always does.
Do you guys have anything? Any final thoughts?
Final thought. Next week.
Really quick, guys. I want to watch. We're gonna show your video, Dathan.
Oh, my TFCon video.
So
Nice.
I'm just gonna have this play over us talking. I think I was gonna share it last. This is just the way I got this thing to work. So yeah, he went to TFCon. If you want to give us a little backstory here before I hit the button.
It's not the greatest video. This was at the panel with Frank Welker and Peter Cullen. For those of you who don't know, but you should know, it's Optimus Prime and Megatron, and they're doing a script reading at the very end. It was about a minute, maybe a minute 30 seconds. The videos were not that great because I was sitting towards the back, but what you don't see is there was probably 500 people in that room, and there were 500 cell phones that were all pointing straight ahead, and so I kind of peeked around a corner to the aisle a little bit. So I did my best. Enjoy.
Right. Here we go.
Here we stand, leaders of the Autobots and Decepticons. We alone control the future of this planet and the universe beyond. Optimus, we can share the power and the destiny of all that lies before us.
Megatron, it is not power I seek. I wish only to protect this planet. I want no harm to come to these humans.
You fool! Why throw away your life so recklessly? With Energon from the Earth and combining our troops, we can rebuild Cybertron, and the entire universe awaits us.
I will not endanger the Earth or its humans. Cybertron has shown us what devastation comes from greed and power.
Then you will forever be my enemy. No one will stand in my way.
Megatron, one shall stand and one shall fall.
So be it. Power through tyranny.
I will never give up hope that one day we will all stand as one. Until then, till all are one. Autobots, transform and roll out!
Wow.
That's awesome.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to see. But we waited. I was in that room for about 2.5 hours, waiting for them to show up. But it was well worth it, I thought.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Do they do requests like you can do your outgoing voicemail with their voices?
So yes, at Fan Expo in January that I went to, you could get a package with either of them, and you could do a voice recording of something that you wanted, either outgoing message or however you wanted to see it.
Leave a message at the tone.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty solid.
Yeah.
And you know what they should have done too? They should have had the guy that does Optimus read the Megatron lines and swap them.
Swap them.
That would blow my mind.
Well,
Or
the
maybe
guy
just-
that, Peter Cullen does, I think, 3 voices for all of the the G1. I think he
Okay.
does. He does like Ironhide, and I think he does someone else. I could be wrong.
Or they could just like read something mundane, like a newspaper ad, or like I don't know, something on stupid on TV, an episode of ER. Put their voices in it. Sign me up.
But
Anyway.
it was cool. It was cool to see. That
Awesome.
Thank you for showing that video. That was good.
Oh, thank you for taking it. So, anything else before you guys? Before I let you go, Dathan, you were going to say something before I played that clip.
Yeah.
What-
So next week I'll be doing the stream from either a hotel room or a conference center in the hotel, because I'll be at the Washington State Gaming Expo.
Oh,
I will try to get some video if I can. I should be able to, and I'll let you guys know how it goes.
I am also going up to Washington next week for opening day with the Mariners. I'm taking my son
On Thursday,
on Thursday.
I will be
and
there too.
No way.
Yes, I will.
What?
I'm making it like a 4-day thing, so I will be there as well. Yes.
I would have taken you, Chris, but my son really wanted to go. So
They go for it.
yeah, we're doing it. So all right, we'll have to meet up, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, should be fun. So yeah, I didn't even realize for a lot of people spring break is next week.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. Yeah.
I got I was like, why are the stores so freaking busy today? It's like, oh, everyone's getting ready for spring break, and we're getting ready to have parties and get-togethers and traveling. So that came by quick. I guess it is the first day of spring, or it was the other day. So wow. But yeah, that'll be fun, dude. So cool. And it's the Boston Red Sox they're playing.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I will be back though for Friday for the show. So just going up there for one day, one night, 2 days, I guess. But cool. That's awesome. You're going to go to that convention too. I have never been there, and we should take some video for us.
Yeah,
please.
first year we'll see how it goes. I'm a little skeptical on the vendor situation, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And everyone, there are 31 people watching right now. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate you. Hit that like button if you're on YouTube. That just helps the algorithm out so we can get more people, and I really appreciate it. And subscribe if you're not already. And go watch, subscribe to Ace of Jack's Media Grounds too. I think you're up to 9 subscribers, dude. You thought you were going to be at 8. You got another one the other day. So
got some good stuff.
He put up some weird video just a couple hours ago. You guys need to watch it and let me know. I don't know what he's talking about.
I had to do a video interview for a position I applied for.
Okay,
I moved
right.
past their initial screening, and I was sitting there doing that, and I was like, man, why do I feel like I'm in a jail cell right now?
Did
Where
you
do you
send him
see
that
yourself
video?
in 5 years?
Oh boy. Anyway, go watch his video, guys. It's definitely out there. It's different. I appreciate it, Chris. Eric, do you have anything else?
No,
Keep it real.
I'm good.
I appreciate you, Eric. Thank you so much.
It's always fun to be here.
Here every week. All right. Thanks, everybody. Peace.
Bye, guys.